Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zaire. If you're new, if you're not, hey, welcome back. Today's video is going to be all about how to retain hair length or how to grow your hair, or like let the growth stay instead of breaking off. And of all days, I decided to put my hair in a ponytail, so you guys can't really see the length, but I'll turn. Hopefully you can see it. Okay, but yeah, at the end of the video, you will have the full knowledge to grow your hair and retain its length. No breakage, no split ends, none of that. The skills to retain length and see the results of your hair's growth rather than it just break off and you're stuck at one length. I know for the longest time, I was stuck at shoulder length hair and my hair has been growing past that, and that's all because of these tips. I will pop in a before picture if I have one. But around this time, not too long ago, my hair was literally this short. I chopped off all of my damage and I was on a hair growth journey up until this point. But then through the mix of that, I went through like a dyeing period where I was coloring my hair copper ginger. Anyways, long story short, here's the video. And if you see me looking down, it's because I have the list on my phone. But yeah, so the first tip would be low maintenance hairstyles, and I say this because I am a huge fan. Right now my hair is kind of slicked back, but I am a huge fan of slicked back styles, buns, ponies, all of that. But honestly, this is the first time my hair has been slicked back in maybe like 6 months. I've been super low maintenance with the hairstyles that I've been choosing to put my hair in. This is also the first time my hair has been straight since the summer, so again, like 6 months or over 6 months. I try not to touch my hair as much as possible. One, for growth and like health, and two is because my hair doesn't like to be touched. Anytime I like over touch my hair, over manipulate it, my hair breaks. It's like super duper fragile, super duper sensitive, emotional. Yeah, my hair just like wants to be left alone. So I've been listening to it and leaving it alone. Before, what I would do when I straightened my hair in the past, I would always like retouch up my roots or the front of my hairline because it would frizz up the fastest because of washing my face, just like sweating my hair out. I don't know, but yeah, my perimeter of my hair will always get frizzy whenever I straighten my hair, and I used to always put heat on it like every other day to like flatten it out. But I have a new rule, and that is whenever I put heat on my hair, I only do it once. I don't do any touch-ups, none of that. So this is, I think, 2-week-old straightened hair. Haven't touched it up at all. All that I do is I apply a hair oil. 1 second, I'll actually get my products. Okay, I am back. Okay, so I just ran into the bathroom to get what I've been using on my hair. So I've recently been using the, if it will focus, the Heyyy hair oil. This is like a mini size because it was expensive, and I'm a student. This full bottle, or this mini bottle, was really expensive. I think it was like $30 for 0.45 fluid ounces, so a lot of money. But I will say that I really like this, especially because I feel like as us curly girls, whenever we straighten our hair, we try to like not put any products on it after straightening it because we don't want it to get weighed down or like get greasy feeling. But this oil allows me to make sure my hair is still moisturized without it ever being greasy. I will say it is quite expensive, but I have noticed a huge difference and my hair really does like it. I only really use it when my hair is straightened, or if I'm taking down a twist out and I just want it to be extra shiny, then I'll put a little bit of this. A little bit does go a long way, so I think it's like not bad considering how expensive it was. But yeah, this is something new that I've added. You don't have to go out and buy this because this is really expensive. You could honestly use maybe like jojoba oil or avocado oil or almond oil. But yeah, this is what I've been using. It also smells really good. It smells like gardenia flowers, which is my mom's favorite flower or scent, so it reminds me of her. Yeah, another thing that I've been doing, going on to like the straightened hair thing, I'm going to go into like the normal tips, but because my hair is straightened right now, I'm just going to talk about what I do when my hair is straight, in case some of you guys are like heat training or just wear your hair straight most of the time. Instead of going in and touching up my roots when they get frizzy, what I do is I've switched over to a wax stick. This is the IKT wax stick, and just put this on my edges, brush it down with a paddle brush or boar bristle brush, and this works amazingly. I'm gonna get a little close up, but as you can see, I have not touched up my roots since straightening it over 2 weeks ago, and they got a bit curly, but the wax stick like keeps it down and keeps it in place, which I love. This has been a huge game changer. No more touch-ups or anything like that. I definitely recommend you get this. I'm not sure if it works on like curly hair, like if my hair was natural and not straightened. I'm not sure if it would work as well then, but I do know that it works really good when my hair is straightened, and it like prevents me from having to go back in with a flat iron and do touch-ups. Okay, so those are the two things, but yeah, going back to point number 1, low maintenance hairstyles. If you want to see growth with your hair, you want to be as low manipulative as possible. Don't put your fingers through your hair all the time. I would recommend doing braid outs, twist outs, or just like loose twist or loose braids, or you could even do like knotless braids. But be careful with who you go to if you're paying someone to do your hair, because a lot of the times they will put too much product on your scalp, and which is not good because you want your scalp to breathe. Then 2 is they'll like make the braids too tight at the root, which can cause a lot of hair being pulled from the root and breakage in general. So be careful with your low maintenance hairstyles. Do some research, test it out on your hair, because everyone's hair is different and reacts differently. What may work for me may not work for you, and vice versa. But yeah, that's one tip that I would highly recommend, are low maintenance hairstyles. The second thing going in with the first thing is low manipulation. So again, not going in touching your hair all the time, like running your fingers through it or having other people touch your hair. Yeah, no. Try being as low manipulation, low maintenance as possible. Your hair will thank you, and you'll see a huge difference in a short amount of time. Okay, the third thing is moisturize consistently. I feel as though when our hair is in these protective styles, we always think, oh, okay, no, our hair is fine. I won't have to think about it for a month or 2 months or 2 weeks or a week. No. Moisturize your hair every day, if not every other day, if you can. So lately, for the past 6 or 7 months, I've been putting my hair in knotless braids, or when it's not a knotless braid, I'll do like low buns, but not like really slicked back, like kind of puffy, or I'll just wear a hat with like a low bun, or braid out, stuff like that. Anyways, back to moisturizing. When my hair is in knotless braids, I use a a leave-in conditioning spray. You guys have seen it on my channel before. If you haven't, it's just like one of the Shea Moisture leave-in conditioner sprays. I will spray that from the root all the way to where my real hair ends on the braids, and like rub my hands through it to make sure it's like going into the braids themselves to moisturize my hair. As well as in general, I always go in with my homemade hair growth oil concoction. I know that the Miel rosemary oil is trending, but you could honestly make it at home for way cheaper. And yeah, that's basically what this is. It's just almond oil as a carrier oil with peppermint drops and rosemary drops, and then I just like shake it up, mix it, and then I just like put this on my scalp all the time. When my hair is straightened, I don't use this because this is very heavy, but whenever my hair is in braids or in a bun or whatever, whenever it's like curly, I put this in my hair because you can't tell the difference. Like I could put this on my hair the first day that I washed it and it wouldn't look oily, because that's just how my scalp and hair is. So like I said, what works for me may not work for you, but moisturize every day. If you're not using almond oil as your carrier oil, maybe switch to jojoba, because it's a lot lighter if you have thinner hair. But moisturize your scalp, and when I put this on my scalp, I don't just like put it on and then call it a day. No, I go in and I like use the pads of my fingertips and I massage my scalp all over. Like do it maybe when you're watching TV, or whenever you are just sitting down, if you're on your computer, I don't know what, but do it when you have time to go in and massage your scalp for at least like 10 minutes after, and it honestly feels good. I usually will do this at night after work and after school, because it's like my little me time, like treating myself. But this honestly does help, and it made a huge difference. I used to suffer from really thin edges, or like the perm in my hair has always been really thin, and I thought it was genetics because all the girls in my family have pretty like thin edges. But no, I think it's just because we really like slick backs and we weren't focusing on protecting our hair as much. But yeah, could be genetics, could not be, but I have noticed my hair has thickened. I've noticed my hair has thickened in this perimeter since I started doing this and massaging my hair, as well as following these other tips. But yeah, make sure you're moisturizing your hair, and honestly the best moisturizer is water. I have this mini travel spray bottle that I have had for years now, and what I do is I just put like 10 drops of peppermint oil with just regular tap water, shake it up, and then spray this all over my hair, but mainly focusing on the scalp. Like, I'm not going to do it now because my hair is in a ponytail, but I will like break up my hair and spray it all on the scalp and then go in and massage my scalp. So I'll go in with this first, then I'll follow up with the water, and then I'll just go in with the pads of my fingers and massage it. And I would do this when I had knotless braids as well, every single night. And honestly, my knotless braids only last for like a month because my scalp has to be washed. Like, that's the longest I can leave my scalp without washing it. But this definitely helps, especially if you have an itchy scalp. This will help you so much. Just some water and peppermint oil, it's gonna feel like the most cooling and relieving thing in the entire world. If you have an irritated scalp, a dry scalp, a dandruffy scalp, you want hair growth, honestly this is the thing that's going to give you the most results and like ease all of your worries. Like, if you have dry scalp, dandruff, itch, any of that, this will solve your problems. Some water and peppermint oil. Not too much peppermint oil, but like just 10 drops, 15 drops, 5 drops, and water. Shake it up and spray this on your hair every single night, or like your scalp every single night, or even every morning. Sometimes I would do this. This made a huge difference. I saw that my hair was just like naturally starting to feel a lot thicker and moisturized, but that's just because I was watering it. Like, our hair still needs water, and the only way to properly moisturize your hair is with water. All of these products that are like curl define, all this, the base of it is water. The first ingredient is usually water. Our hair needs water. But yeah, I said water who knows how many times. But yeah, water your scalp. Our scalp is like a plant if you really think about it. Our hair, our hair follicles are the stems, the leaves, whatnot. But yeah, just like think of your scalp as a plant that you have to water every day, or like mist every day. But yeah, the third, oh, I already went over that. Okay, the fourth thing, scalp stimulation. Like I said earlier, after I would put in the oil and the water, I would go in and massage my scalp with the palms of my fingertips. Honestly, I would just do this sometimes randomly throughout the day. Even if I didn't apply product, I would just go in and like stimulate my scalp by massaging it. It feels good, and you're gonna notice that your hair is just gonna grow more. I don't know how to describe it other than, I know some people have said like you're stimulating your scalp, the blood vessels, all that. I honestly don't know if that's true or not, but I will say that I have noticed a huge difference from the time before when I wasn't stimulating my scalp to after now. My hair grows super fast, like really fast, and it's just because I think I've stayed consistent with this routine, as well as making sure I'm moisturizing my scalp, my hair, and stimulating it. But yeah, okay, going on to the fifth thing, trim your split ends. I know everyone is a bit sore when it comes to the topic of cutting your hair or trimming it, but I will say you do have to trim your hair in order to see the results. I won't say like trim your hair every 2 weeks, trim your hair every 2 months, trim your hair every 3 months. Everyone's hair is differently. I know my hair splits quite fast. No matter how good I take care of it, it always splits within like the 3-month mark. So I give myself little dusts, I call it, like dusting my ends, where I'll just do a little trim to get rid of the split ends. But yeah, your hair may split like once a year or something, who knows. You only may need to trim or dust your ends once a year. Everyone's hair is different, but what I will say is, like, go and pull your hair and look at the ends and see what they're looking like. If you're seeing that they're starting to split, trim it, because you don't want those ends to like start running up the shaft and then all your hair is weak and like fried looking. Like, hey, you don't want that. Trim your hair. Stay on top of your hair. Look at the ends, make sure that they're okay, and if they're not, trim it. Don't be afraid to trim your hair. Not saying you have to cut like an inch off or 2 inches, just like a little baby amount. But yeah, trim your hair. Your hair will thank you, and you will actually notice it grow faster. Honestly, when I was trimming my hair last, my hair was breaking off at the same point for years. My hair was at this length for years, and that's because I was so scared of the scissors. But once I accepted trims are healthy, my hair grew, and it's been growing. So yeah. The sixth thing is to let your hair and your scalp breathe. Like I said before, think of your head or your hair like a plant. You have to water it. Sunlight does help. Honestly, I feel like when I lived in very sunny areas, my hair was growing really fast. But honestly, even when I have not been in a sunny area, my hair has still been growing fast with these tips. But let your hair breathe. You don't want your hair slicked back all the time because your scalp isn't given the space to breathe because you have all this gel or product or who knows what slicking it down. The hair itself is like compact when we slick our hair back. So your scalp isn't breathing the way it needs to be. Try to take your buns out as soon as you get home from work and school, and even if you do a loose bun, that's okay, but just like break the gel cast to allow your scalp some air to breathe. Even when I would do my knotless braids, my hair was never in a bun, like hardly in a bun in knotless braids. I just let my hair completely out, or I would do like a half pulled back, but like lightly pulled back, like in a little messy bun, and then half down. I try not to do anything with my scalp where it's compact or it's not able to breathe. Even after I film this video, my hair's coming right out of this ponytail, and I'm gonna like zhuzh it up so that my scalp can breathe. You want your scalp to breathe. That's a huge thing. I feel like a lot of us suffocate our scalps, and then we're not cleansing it properly because we have too much product buildup. When you're doing a lot of slick backs, you're using a lot of gels and products, and you just get like this gunk on top of your scalp. And if you're not going in on wash days with like apple cider vinegar or clarifying shampoos, your scalp is still not being able to breathe even after you've washed it with just simple shampoo. Another step would be to make sure you're clarifying your scalp, and you could do this once a month. Honestly, it's not like you have to do it every wash day, but if you do a lot of slick backs and you're very heavy-handed with products, I would recommend clarifying your scalp once a month at least. And you could go in and just do like an apple cider vinegar rinse while you're in the shower after or before your shampoo, depending on how you feel. Or you could even do like the bentonite clay. Just make sure your scalp, you're taking care of your scalp's health and you're allowing it to breathe. It will thank you, and you will see the results. Believe me, you will see the results. Okay. 7, speaking about seeing results, don't hyper focus on results, or don't hyper focus on measuring your hair. I remember a few years ago when the natural hair community started booming, you would see girls holding their hair like with a ruler and measuring their hair's growth weekly, sometimes even days or like monthly. No, I'm gonna say throw away your ruler, throw away all these thoughts that you have in your head. I would say it's healthy to have a hair length goal, but I wouldn't hyper fixate on when it is that your hair is going to reach that goal, but just be appreciative of the journey more so. I think we tend to over focus on goals and endpoints rather than appreciating the journey to get there, and I feel like our hair is a perfect example of that. You want to not think about the growth because you're not going to see it. If you're hyper fixating on it, you're not going to realize that it's happening. So just like let your hair do its thing and check in on it like maybe every month or every 2 months, and you're just gonna be like, oh wait, my ponytail wasn't that long before. Oh wait, my twist outs weren't reaching that like part of my shoulder before. Whoa, my hair is actually growing. And you're gonna be like, oh, what the heck? Or you may even have people like comment to you, oh, your hair's been getting long. And you're like, oh, I haven't realized. That's how you know you're doing it right. When you're not realizing the growth, it'll just like hit you one day. You're gonna be like, whoa, what the heck? But yeah, just focus on the journey, focus on keeping your hair healthy, your scalp healthy, you healthy, and yeah, don't fixate on hair length. This is the final and last tip, and that is that you don't have to spend a lot of money in order to see results. That means you don't have to buy the best or most expensive shampoo and conditioner and hair products. What I will say is I would invest in a good pair of hair shears or hair cutting scissors. I believe I got mine for like $10, so that could be a lot to some people or not enough to others, but honestly that's like what I'm comfortable spending money on, because I'm not trying to spend too much money on something that naturally happens. Like, hair grows with or without you doing anything. You could literally never wash your hair, condition it, or do anything, and your hair is still going to find a way to grow. It's like a weed. No matter what you do, it's going to grow. But I find that a common mistake people make is watching these videos and seeing people with the results that they have and just immediately going and buying all the products that they mentioned in the video. No. I would honestly say stick to what you know your hair likes, and if your hair likes it, don't experiment, because then you could lead yourself into like running into some problems that you didn't need to have, that you didn't have to begin with. But yeah, don't spend a bunch of money on products or like bonnets or anything like that. Like, get one bonnet or two bonnets, a couple of hair scarves, but it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like, I honestly use Aussie shampoo and conditioner because it's the cheapest. I don't use it for any other reason other than it's the cheapest and it does the job. Way back in the day, I used to use a lot of different products that were way more expensive, but they honestly did like the same thing. What I instead invest in would be like this hair oil for when my hair is straight. Or I invested in these satin scrunchies. I don't know if you can see it, but I got some satin scrunchies from Amazon, which are honestly also pretty affordable. But yeah, if you're gonna invest in anything, I would say invest in things that are gonna protect your hair, but like, don't go crazy and buy too much stuff. Like a good bonnet, a good scarf, some satin scrunchies are not bad, especially if you do like putting your hair up and in buns and those types of styles. Those are good. A good hair oil if you want. You don't need it if you don't straighten your hair. Honestly, when I don't straighten my hair, I just use like almond oil and stuff like that, so it doesn't have to be expensive or like some big brand name. You could honestly just use the cheap stuff and you'll be fine and see great results. But yeah, those were my 8 tips. Hopefully I've helped you in some way or answered some questions you may have had. But yeah, I hope these work for you. Like I said, what works for me may not work for you, but I feel as though most of the tips that I've shared will help you in some way. If anything, I will reiterate and hyperfixate on this. Please moisturize your scalp and your hair, as well as stimulate it. Literally, this free water will help you the most. Spray your scalp, like I said, add the peppermint oil. It does make a difference, but just spray your scalp, oil your scalp, do low maintenance hairstyles, massage it, and you will be good. You'll see the results super duper fast. And don't fixate on the results, just like let it happen naturally, and appreciate every step that you are in on your hair journey. Not every stage is going to be the same or necessarily desirable, but once you do it once, you won't have to do it again. So just be appreciative of where you are, and that applies to everything, like in and out of your hair journey, even in life. Just be appreciative of where you are, and eventually when you get to where you want to be, you could fondly look back at the journey that led up to that point. And the same is true with your hair. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was so nice catching up with you guys. I believe this is my 3rd week being consistent, which is huge for me. On YouTube especially. But yeah, if you have any other video recommendations or things that you would like me to talk about or share, let me know down below. I respond to all my comments and I love interacting with each and every one of you. I hope you have an amazing day. Bye.